A sequel to The Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard is right now being funded on Fund My Comic called The Atlantean, made by the same guys who did adaptation of The Shadow Kingdom earlier this year. Let's talk about it. Hit it. Hello and welcome to World of Conan, and today we're talking about The Atlantean, the sequel to the Shadow Kingdom that is being made right now and being funded right now by Randy Zimmerman, the writer, Russ Leach, the artist from Arrow Comics. And I think this is great that they're doing this, making a sequel to the Shadow Kingdom, because as you fellow fans of Robert E. Howard know, he only wrote so much of the Hyborian Age, the Thurian Age, about Kull, Conan and others. So it's always cool to see other people's visions, what would happen to these characters afterwards, or different adventures, more and more adventures, because, you know, we have the classics, but it's always cool to get more stories in these awesome worlds, so I'm all for it. So on Fund My Comic, as you can see on the page, The Atlantean is what it is called, the sequel to the Shadow Kingdom, which they released earlier this year, and it seems to be 50 pages of Robert E. Howard's premier sword and sorcery characters in a regular magazine format in the legendary style of Savage Sword. So this is awesome. Absolutely, I'm already on board. Look at this. Great, The Atlantean. Great font. 50 pages of beautifully illustrated strip, painted cover by Marcio Freire. Perfect bound, classic Bronze Age black and white ink wash art, original traditionally inked page art available, the first issues of an ongoing series. So that's another thing. It's an ongoing series. So not only have we the so-called official Conan stuff coming out, but we also have from independents coming out as well their own comics and visions of the world of Robert E. Howard. So this is just more and more of goodness, so it's just awesome. So here we see the full cover of The Atlantean from Arrow Comics. I like the cover. Definitely harkens back to that old school Savage Sword. In a time before Atlantis sank and the lands of the world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny. After reality-shattering events in Valusia, as told within the pages of the Shadow Kingdom, Kull and Brule take a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of the Serpent Men. Yes, these are the tales of those journeys and their great hunt. So here we see some sample pages. We are 100% finished on pencil and art, and just have to ink and letter the final 10 pages. So that's good news. It's really close to finish, and you'll get it very soon, I would imagine. Then all that's left is to compile print files once we know how well the campaign has performed. Here's some finished pages. We've taken a retro approach in black and white ink and washed in the style of the legendary Savage Sword of Conan magazines from the 70s. And I think that's a good choice, because, you know, those are awesome, those comics. The black and white Savage Sword of Conan magazines that are being reprinted now as well. I think at least the color versions are, at least, but I think also their Savage Sword is also coming, probably in reprint as well. Been a while since I looked that up. Anyway, so here we got, like I said, sample pages from the comic. Looking good. Looking good. Our last production, an adaptation of Robert E. Howard's The Shadow Kingdom. As I told earlier, so they made the adaptation of The Shadow Kingdom. You can get also on this campaign page. Also from some other retailers, I think. I saw some on eBay, some on Amazon. Yeah, so you can get it from there as well. The Shadow Kingdom is history considered as the first true sword and sorcery story, correct? That's huge, hard, fast. The production was a labor of love for us, and we were overwhelmed by the positive response from our readers. So, the continuing story of Kull and Brule's hunt to find the heart of the Serpent Kingdom and kill their ability to sway the events of the human world is a tale we will be telling in the pages of the Atlantean. Ongoing storytelling. So this is what's also really cool, that it's just not a one-off. I mean, the sequel is not just one-off. It's one sequel issue and that's it. But it's actually an ongoing series, and I think that's really cool. So guys, let's back it and be thankful for some awesome and great looking Robert E. Howard comics that are coming from the independents as well. So the Atlantean starts with its first issue here in autumn 2024, with the next issue already in production for spring 2025. So that's awesome. Each issue will be 50 pages of lovingly crafted black and white comic book art and editorial with special guest writers, a superb painted cover, and condensed episodic storytelling. This means readers can enjoy a single issue, a self-contained tale, or pick up all the books in the series and follow Kull's hunt for the Serpent Menace. Nice. Building the audience and providing value. Our aim is to create a series that has legs, to provide a solid, fun entertainment, a great story, and value for money. If we can get our readership beyond 500, then to 1,000. Plus, we can bring down the cover price, which means everyone benefits. Awesome. So here you can get some original art as well. So yeah. Let's look at the tiers real quick here. So first is obviously the let's see if I can flip me around here a bit. So the first is the comic book itself, $15 plus shipping there. Then we have 25, you get 2 copies of the same comic. And then here's, I think, oh no, not yet, here's the book plus sign print. So if you want a sign print, I think it is the cover, yep. That's cool, black and white sign print. But here we have, if you missed the Shadow Kingdom, if you want to get it here, and support this campaign at the same time, you can get it here. So for $45 you get the Shadow Kingdom, which was released earlier this year, and you get the Atlantean as well for $45 plus shipping. So that's really cool. It's hardback as well, the Shadow Kingdom one. Then we got book plus sketch, so you get a sketch from the artist for $90. Then we have original page art, $200, and the comic, and then we have original cover ink. So you get the cover of this first issue for $300. That's pretty cool. It's still up. Nobody has claimed it as of yet. That's a cool grab for whoever gets it. Anyway, I'm actually like, this is great news, great idea. Like I was I figured that it would be a one-off, the Shadow Kingdom by Arrow Comics. So I think this is great that it's actually they want to do an ongoing series with more stories with Kull, as Kull is usually someone who kind of gets upstaged by Conan because Conan is more known, and so his adaptations and stories and comics of him, there's just less of that, and it's a shame because looking at Kull, you would think maybe that and Conan that they're very similar, but they're actually quite opposite of each other. Kull is very introspective, very brooding, very thoughtful in that sense. Like he thinks a lot, whereas Conan obviously is also a great tactician and thinks a lot and that, but he's way more outgoing in that sense. He's not a brooding type. Even though, yeah, it says, I know melancholy is in this, so he obviously has his Conan has his brooding side. I'm not saying that, but in general, Conan is known more for being full of life, boisterous, and taking life head on with his fists, so to speak. Take the life as it's, as another quote is, I slay, how does it go? I can't remember, but you know the quote: I slay, I love, I burn, and enjoy life, basically. Whereas my image and what I think of Kull is more brooding and thinking on his throne, and he's more about the philosophy and stuff like that, in that sense. If, yeah, put it like that, maybe. More cerebral in that sense, like metaphysical things. If you look at the short stories, like the Mirrors of Tusunthun and some of the other ones, the Silence story that we did a live stream on, it's more like a bit more of abstract concepts, like the silence was in a sense an enemy or something that Kull had to contend with, fight, basically. So basically an enemy. It's more, he's a different kind of character, definitely, than Conan, and he unfortunately gets a bit he gets overshadowed by Conan. So what I'm trying to say, this long-winded way, it's awesome that there's more of Kull, because I think of the kingdoms in his time, there's not much that has been explained, especially by Robert E. Howard. So it's fertile land for a lot of different ideas and adventures and stuff. So that's and it's even more kind of like prehistoric. So there's, in that sense, that there's even more you can have, like mythological things, fantastical things, and all those strange things, even more than in the Hyborian age. So it's really cool. It's a really cool world, and I would definitely like more short stories in that world, in the Thurian age and comics. So this is awesome. This is great, guys. So awesome job, Arrow Comics. Keep it going. I look forward to checking this out, and all of you barbarians out there, you should too go back this, and I'll see you on the next video. Hail Conan.